Hello! This episode will highlight the accomplishments of the dynamic Bob Yancey after he retired from active duty in 1971. Upon return home, he went to school and earned a high school GED. He then progressed to an Associate of Arts and Bachelor of Arts degree, and concluded his academic achievement with earning a master's degree. He was hired as a teacher in the New Jersey prison system. Here he influences countless numbers of inmates toward a productive life. Concurrently, he advocates for veterans and gains benefits that all New Jersey veterans enjoy to this day, all while maintaining that charismatic charm and that smile that could illuminate a stadium. Join me, and we will watch him recall the magic of his life story as he is interviewed by the historian Mike Panarella.
When did you separate from the service?
I retired in 1971.
And then what did you do?
Well, I went back to college again.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I started right here, PCC.
Right.
And if you look at the Hall of Fame, from the Alumni Hall of Fame, you see my name, second name up there.
And what job did you take? What peacetime jobs did you take?
I was a teacher in the Department of Corrections. I retired as a principal, school principal.
Now, you're involved in a lot of organizations with a lot of positive programs that you've been involved in. So let's just talk about some of the things that you've been involved in your post-military experience.
Well, no, I became a veteran advocate because I knew what a veteran went through. I knew the price that he paid, and I thought he should have the best of everything. And I wanted to make sure he had that. And I went before the legislators, fight for veteran benefits. I organized in Burlington County, the Burlington County Alliance, and my objective was to bring all the veterans organization under one umbrella for legislative purposes only. And in the process of doing so, we achieved a lot, I should say. Number one, are those who have 100% disability don't pay any property taxes in the state of New Jersey.
Now, you're on Operation Standby, which is a very good humanitarian effort. What is Operation Standby?
Well, Stand Down.
Stand Down, correct.
Stand Down is for the homeless veterans.
Right.
Unfortunately, there's too many veterans that have a tendency to feel that alcohol or drugs will alleviate their problem.
Right.
Which doesn't. It creates a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought we should do everything we can to try to get them back to the fold.
Right.
And realize that those who are helping them went through the same thing that they went through. And you have to maintain an open mind and try to, help yourself when other people are trying to help you. And this is the philosophy that we use. And I would venture to say, I think the last statistics were that 2 out of 6 people that you see are homeless or veterans. So,
what accounts for that? Do you think it was the drugs and alcohol and the problems of dealing with the post-war time
you look back,
well,
we'll focus on African American
we
children.
just learned about
And what would you say to
stress.
them? What would be any advice or anything that you would like them to know? What would you say to young Africans who are looking for role models? And we do have an absence, so to speak, of many role models in the African American community.
What would you say? Because I would look at you as a role model.
Well, what I used to teach, especially in the correctional system, number one, each of us are responsible for what we make of ourselves. You can't blame other people for your failures. You can't help people that are not willing to help themselves. You only get out of life what you put into it. You don't put anything in, you don't get anything out. It's just that simple. And that you have to get rid of that slave mentality that somebody else is going to take care of me. You take care of yourself.
I'd like to revisit World War II for a second. And I'd like you to kind of elaborate on World War II. You were talking a little bit about the role of women.
Yes, you know, in our society, prior to World War II, the women looked at the men for security and for everything. World War II came, and believe me when I tell you that all the young people in every community that exists was drafted. The women taken over where the men were missing or absent. They went into the plants. They start making tanks. They're not making refrigerators no more. They're not making toasters. They're making jeeps. They're making airplanes, etc. So it revolutionized our whole society. And I think it's good for the women because they have
end it now, and
independence.
I'll let you say to give any message you'd like or any way you'd like to salutate or end this, and then I'm going to. How would you like to end?
Well, I think the best way to end it is for the American people to be appreciative of a veteran, the prices he paid. And they tell you, give you all the statistics about those who died. And for everyone that they told you to die, they're not speaking about those who were wounded. And they take, well, the World War II is over, Korea's over for you. There's a lot of veterans out there carrying the wound, and they will carry it to their grave. That's the price that they pay for the freedom that you enjoy.
This concludes the story of the late Bob Yancey. The Armed Forces Heritage Museum is proud to produce his story in honor of Black History Month. I am pleased to announce that the next serial will highlight Judith Young, the Gold Star Mother and past president of the Gold Star Mothers of America. See you again next week when we celebrate Women's History Month. And of course, just on the outside chance that you've not had the opportunity to go to www.afhmus to make a tax-deductible donation to help these living videos, I invite you to do so now. Donate any amount, large or small. It's all gratefully appreciated. Be well.